Chosen one, stop right here. Do not move past this moment. What God planted inside you is no longer sleeping. It has switched on. And if your spirit has been trembling, if your chest has felt heavy, if your dreams have been sharper than usual, this message is meeting you for a reason. You did not land here by accident. Heaven interrupted your scroll because something inside you has become active, and your old life no longer knows how to handle the weight of it. The atmosphere around you has changed. People feel different. Rooms feel louder. Even silence feels like it is speaking. Listen carefully. This is not ordinary sensitivity. This is not just emotion. This is not your mind playing tricks on you. God placed something deep in you before you had language for it. And now that hidden thing has started rising to the surface with power. That is why you have not felt normal lately. You wake up and something in you is alert before your feet touch the floor. You try to go through your day, but your spirit keeps detecting what your eyes have not yet seen. You can feel when a conversation is false. You can feel when a smile is hiding envy. You have been asking why certain people suddenly feel unsafe to be around. You used to tolerate their energy. You used to explain away their tone. You used to shrink yourself so they would not feel exposed. But now your spirit refuses to sit comfortably in rooms where deception is being dressed as love. This is one of the first signs. When God activates what He planted, your tolerance for false peace begins to die. You are no longer impressed by words that are not backed by spirit. You are no longer moved by apologies that do not carry change. You are no longer available for access without alignment. And this has confused you. Part of you wonders if you have become cold. Part of you wonders if you are being too hard on people. But deep down, you know the truth. You are not becoming cruel. You are becoming clear. There is a difference. Cruelty wants to punish. Clarity wants to protect. Cruelty speaks from bitterness. Clarity speaks from discernment. And when God switches on discernment inside a chosen vessel, old bonds begin to shake because they were surviving on your blindness. That is why some conversations drain you faster now. That is why your body reacts before your mind has proof. Your shoulders tighten, your stomach turns, your chest grows quiet and heavy. And while you are still trying to understand the moment, your spirit has already identified the danger. Do not ignore this. The thing God planted inside you was never meant to be entertainment. It was never meant to impress people. It was never meant to make you feel superior. It was placed in you to guard your assignment, to sharpen your hearing, and to prepare you for the door that is opening next. But this is where you must be careful. When power becomes active before wisdom becomes stable, the enemy does not always attack with obvious darkness. Sometimes he attacks by making you careless. He makes you speak too soon. He makes you trust too fast. He makes you call access love. Stay with me. There are 3 things you must not do now that this has awakened inside you. If you miss them, you may leak the very oil heaven has just stirred in your life. Not because God is weak, not because the promise is fragile, but because stewardship is now required. You have felt this already. You have started wanting silence more than attention. You do not want to explain every feeling. You do not want to announce every plan. You do not want to defend your distance. Something inside you has learned that not everyone deserves a seat at the table where God is giving instruction. That silence is not emptiness. It is not depression. It is not isolation meant to destroy you. It is a covering. Heaven is pulling you inward because the next version of you cannot be built in the noise that kept the old version confused. You may have noticed your sleep changing. Maybe you wake before morning while the room is still dark. Maybe your eyes open around 3 or 4, and you cannot explain why your spirit feels so awake. You try to sleep again, but something inside you is listening. This is not random. Many chosen ones are awakened before the world starts moving, because that is when the noise is low and the spirit can hear without interruption. In those quiet hours, God is not punishing you with restlessness. He is training your attention to recognize His voice. You may also be feeling strange pressure in your body, a heaviness in your chest, a warmth behind your eyes, a deep pulling in your stomach when someone says the wrong thing. You may even feel tears come without a clear reason, as if your soul understands something before your mind can translate it. Do not be afraid of that. Your body is not betraying you. Your spirit is becoming sensitive to signals you used to dismiss. What you once called anxiety may sometimes be discernment knocking. What you once called overthinking may sometimes be a warning, asking to be honored. But hear me with balance. Not every feeling is a prophecy. Not every discomfort is a sign from heaven. This is why you need wisdom. When what is inside you switches on, you must stop reacting to everything and start bringing every signal into the presence of God. That is the difference between being sensitive and being governed. A sensitive person feels everything. A governed vessel submits every feeling to the Father before moving. This is why heaven is slowing your mouth, calming your impulse, and teaching your spirit to wait before it speaks. You have been carrying thoughts that do not feel like your old thoughts. You have been seeing patterns faster. You notice repeated words. You notice names returning. You notice people revealing themselves through small slips. And even when everyone else misses it, something in you says, "Pay attention." That voice is not there to make you paranoid. It is there to make you precise. God is not raising you to fear people. He is raising you to read seasons, recognize spirits, and stop handing sacred access to those who only know how to consume your light. This is why your circle is shifting. Some people are not being removed because they are evil. Some are being removed because they are not assigned to the version of you that is waking up now. They knew how to handle your confusion, but they do not know how to stand near your authority. Do not chase them. Do not beg them to understand the change. Do not soften the boundary just because their silence feels uncomfortable. If God had to make certain connections feel heavy, it may be because your heart was too loyal to leave without a signal. Before this message goes deeper, take one breath. Let your shoulders drop. Let your jaw unclench. You do not have to fear what God placed in you. You only have to stop treating it like something common. Because in the next part, you are going to understand why heaven waited until now to switch it on. You will see why the delay was not denial, why the silence was not abandonment, and why the very thing you thought was buried was actually being preserved for this exact season. Chosen one, now you need to understand why heaven waited until this season to switch it on. The delay was not rejection. The silence did not mean God forgot you. The hidden years were protection, because an active gift in an unguarded vessel can become a target before becoming a blessing. God was not withholding because you were small. He was covering because what He placed inside you was too important to expose to people who only knew how to use your softness. You thought you were being buried, but you were being shielded from mouths that would have spoken death over your seed. That is why certain doors stayed closed. That is why certain relationships became confusing. That is why life seemed slower for you than for everyone else. Heaven was not delaying your destiny to punish you. Heaven was slowing the exposure until your spirit could carry the weight of the power. So He let you wait. He let you grow quiet. He let you lose interest in rooms that once made you feel important. And while you thought nothing was happening, heaven was teaching your spirit the difference between attention and alignment. This is the reframe. You were not behind. You were being prepared. You were not forgotten. You were being formed. You were not weak because you needed isolation. You were being separated from noise so the planted thing inside you could grow without being trampled. When God switches something on, the first thing that changes is your appetite. You stop craving the same validation. You stop wanting to be seen by everyone. You stop chasing people who only show up when your energy benefits them. The old hunger begins to leave because a deeper hunger has awakened. You begin to desire truth more than comfort. You desire peace more than popularity. You desire the presence of God more than the applause of unstable people. And that change may feel lonely, because your old identity was built around being needed by those who never truly knew you. This is why the enemy fights the reframe. If he cannot stop the activation, he will try to make you misinterpret it. He will tell you that your silence is pride, your boundary is cruelty, and your clarity is rebellion. But heaven says otherwise. Your silence is becoming stewardship. Your boundary is becoming protection. Your clarity is becoming obedience. The people who benefited from your confusion will often call your healing a problem, because the new you no longer funds the rooms God told you to leave. Let that land. The attack is not proof that you are failing. The resistance is proof that something has changed. Dormant oil does not disturb anyone. Hidden fire does not threaten darkness. But when the flame rises, everything that depended on your dimness begins to react. Do not rush to tell everyone. Do not hand fresh revelation to people who treat holy things like gossip. Some things God shows you are meant for prayer before they are meant for conversation. Some warnings are meant to sharpen your discernment, not to create fear. You are being trained to carry what is active. That means your mouth must become slower. Your reactions must become cleaner. Your attention must become guarded. Because once the planted thing begins to rise, every careless agreement can open a door you were supposed to keep closed. This is not about becoming suspicious of everyone. That is not wisdom. That is fear wearing spiritual language. Wisdom is calmer than paranoia. Wisdom does not panic. Wisdom watches, waits, tests the fruit, and allows God to reveal what emotion cannot prove. Containment is powerful. A seed does not announce itself every day. A womb does not publish every hidden formation. A mantle does not ask strangers for permission to become heavy. Some of the greatest things God grows in you require a season hidden from applause. And yes, this connects to the way your inner frequency has been shifting. Some of you have felt fog lift for a moment, then return. You get sudden clarity, then strange heaviness. You feel a burst of courage, then old fear tries to talk again. That pattern is not random. When the mind has been trained by years of survival, it may return to noise, worry, delay, and self-doubt, even after God gives a clear signal. That is why the activation inside you must be guarded spiritually and mentally. I will say this gently, because this message is not a commercial. There is a 7-minute audio called The Genius Song that was created around brain entrainment and gamma reactivation. For some chosen ones, it becomes a simple daily anchor for clarity, focus, and inner alignment. If your spirit recognizes this connection, the path is below in the description and the pinned comment. Do not rush away from this word. Stay here first, because the tool only makes sense when you understand what God has switched on inside you. The point is not that an audio makes you chosen. No tool can do that. God chose you before you knew how to name yourself. The point is that when heaven awakens what was planted in you, your mind may need a rhythm that helps it stop fighting the clarity your spirit is receiving. That is why we return to the deeper truth. You are not trying to become someone else. You are returning to what was buried under pressure, disappointment, betrayal, and noise. The real you did not disappear. The real you went quiet until the appointed time. And now that appointed time is pressing on your life. You can feel it in old places. You can feel it in empty conversations. You can feel it when your spirit refuses to celebrate things that your old self would have accepted. This is not a breakdown. This is a breaking of agreement. You are no longer agreeing with smallness. You are no longer agreeing with confusion. You are no longer agreeing with the version of you that needed constant permission to obey God. But be careful. The moment you stop agreeing with smallness, small environments will begin negotiating for your return. They may use guilt. They may use nostalgia. They may use sudden kindness. They may even use spiritual language to pull you back into patterns God already exposed. This is why discernment has become active. Not to make you harsh, but to make you free. Not to make you distant, but to make you obedient. Not to make you superior, but to keep you from confusing familiar access with divine assignment. God is healing that now. He is not making you cruel. He is making you honest. He is not making you unreachable. He is making you unavailable to manipulation. He is not hardening your heart. He is strengthening the gate around what He planted in you. Say what God says. Say you are being prepared. Say you are being aligned. Say what was planted is alive. Say your discernment is active. Say your mouth will not curse what heaven has just awakened. This is the season where your language must match your activation. You cannot carry new oil with old speech. You cannot walk into a divine opening while repeating the vocabulary of defeat. Your mouth must become a gate, not a leak. That is why the next part matters. We are going to walk through the pattern of people God activated before He promoted them. David, Moses, Joseph, Elijah, and others carried power before the public understood it. Their lives reveal why an active calling must be protected first. Chosen one, now we go deeper. What is happening inside you is not new to heaven. God has always activated His vessels before the world had language for them. He touches the hidden place first, then He lets time prove what people could not recognize. Think about David. He was anointed while still standing near ordinary fields. The oil touched him before the throne received him. His brothers saw a shepherd, but heaven saw a king in formation. That is how God works. He activates identity before He reveals position. David did not become powerful the day people celebrated him. The power was already moving in the quiet years. It was there when he faced the lion. It was there when he faced the bear. And when Goliath stood before Israel, the battle only revealed what the wilderness had already built. This is why you must stop despising your hidden season. You thought nothing was happening because nobody clapped. You thought God forgot you because nobody called your name. But the oil does not need public applause to be real, and the assignment does not need human permission to begin. Look at Moses. He carried deliverance before Pharaoh ever feared him. He carried a calling before he had confidence. He even argued with God about his mouth, because the vessel did not feel equal to the weight of the assignment. Moses proves something powerful. God does not wait for your self-image to catch up before He places assignment on your life. He calls what He planted before your insecurity agrees with it. He speaks to the finished vessel while the wounded vessel is still learning to believe. This is why the enemy attacks your confidence. He cannot erase what God planted. So he tries to make you rehearse old shame. He tries to make you believe the burning bush was only emotion and not a holy interruption. Now think about Joseph. God showed him dreams before he had maturity to explain them safely. The dream was true, but the environment was not safe. The vision was from heaven, but the mouth carrying it had to learn wisdom. This is one of the strongest warnings in this message. Not every revelation should be shared immediately. Joseph did not lose the dream because he spoke, but speaking exposed the hatred that was already around him. When your gift becomes visible, hidden jealousy starts revealing itself. Activation reveals atmospheres. It shows you who celebrates your healing and who only loved your weakness. It shows you who wants your obedience to God and who only wants your availability to them. Joseph had to carry the dream through betrayal, false accusation, prison, and silence. But none of those places cancelled what God had shown him. The pit did not erase the dream. The prison did not erase the dream. Delay did not mean denial. And then there is Elijah. He saw fire fall, yet still needed God to meet him in exhaustion. He was powerful, but tired. He was anointed, but overwhelmed. This matters because activation does not mean you will never feel human. You can be chosen and still need rest. You can carry fire and still need silence. You can hear God and still feel the weight of warfare in your body. Power does not remove your humanity. It requires deeper stewardship of your humanity. God was not only in the dramatic wind. He was not only in the shaking ground. He was not only in the fire. He came in the still small voice. Because some instructions can only be heard when the chosen vessel stops chasing noise. This is why your desire for quiet has increased. It is not emptiness, It is not rejection. It is not the end of your social life. It is heaven reducing the volume around you so the active thing inside you can be governed by the voice of God. The same pattern appears again and again. David was anointed before the throne. Moses was called before confidence. Joseph dreamed before promotion. Elijah heard God after exhaustion. Every one of them shows that activation comes with testing, timing, and protection. Now let me bring this into the language of the mind. There are moments when the spirit receives clearly, but the mind is still trained by fear. The spirit says move. The mind says wait. The spirit says trust. The mind remembers betrayal. This is where inner alignment matters. Science uses words like gamma, focus, flow, and neural rhythm. Faith uses words like discernment, wisdom, peace, and divine instruction. They are not the same language, but they often point toward the same need, a clear vessel that can receive without distortion. That is why the conversation about gamma is not random here. Many chosen ones felt sharp when they were young. They learned quickly. They sensed people deeply. But years of pressure, disappointment, and survival trained the mind to live in lower noise. This does not mean God left. It means the vessel has carried too much static, and when heaven switches on what was planted, the mind may need to be brought back into agreement with what the spirit already knows. This is why a simple daily anchor can matter. Not as a replacement for prayer, not as a substitute for obedience, but as a way of helping the mind become less scattered while the spirit is learning to carry clear instruction. If you remember the 7-minute audio mentioned earlier, understand the deeper reason it fits this message. The point is not sound for entertainment. The point is rhythm, focus, and the restoration of attention in a vessel pulled apart by fear and noise. But even with every tool, the first altar is obedience. Do not reach for clarity while keeping doors open to confusion. Do not ask God to sharpen your discernment while you keep feeding your mind with voices that mock what He planted in you. The people God uses deeply are often those who let Him govern the hidden place first. He governs the mouth. He governs the appetite. He governs the friendships. He governs the private thoughts that nobody else can see. And yes, that may feel uncomfortable. It may feel like losing yourself, but you are not losing yourself. You are losing the version that survived by pleasing people, hiding truth, ignoring signals, and calling confusion love. So heaven is teaching you discernment, not suspicion, not pride, not emotional distance dressed up as holiness. Real discernment is clean. It can see clearly without hatred. It can step away without revenge. It can obey God without needing everyone to understand. This is the maturity that must rise with your power. If the gift grows and character does not, the gift becomes heavy. If discernment grows and love does not, discernment becomes harsh. If authority grows and humility does not, authority becomes dangerous. That is why God is not only switching on what is in you, He is also training the container. He is making your inner life strong enough to hold what your outer life is about to reveal. And this is where the next truth becomes urgent. The greatest danger is not outside you. It is not the person who left. It is not the people who misunderstood. The greatest danger is an active vessel with unguarded speech, unhealed fear, and broken boundaries. Stay with me, because next we must expose the hidden blocker. The enemy is no longer trying to convince you that nothing is inside you. He is trying to make you mishandle what has already been activated. Chosen one, now we must expose the hidden blocker. The enemy is no longer trying to convince you that nothing is inside you. That lie has already started losing power. You know something is active now. You can feel it in your spirit, your body, your dreams, and your sudden refusal to keep shrinking. So the attack has changed. The enemy is not only fighting your belief anymore, he is fighting your stewardship. He wants you to mishandle what has already awakened. He wants your mouth to leak what your prayer life received. He wants your fear to speak louder than your discernment. This is the first thing you must not do. Do not speak every revelation to people who were never assigned to hear it. Some people are curious, but they are not safe. Some people ask questions, but they do not carry honor. Some people only want access to your sacred place so they can measure it with a carnal mind. God may show you something before he releases you to say it. That does not mean you are supposed to announce it. A vision can be true and still need covering. A warning can be real and still need prayer first. A door can be opening and still require silence until the appointed time. The second thing you must not do is speak death over what heaven has just activated. Stop calling yourself confused when God is making you careful. Stop calling yourself stuck when God is teaching you timing. Stop saying nothing is working when heaven is arranging what your eyes cannot track yet. Your words are not decoration, your mouth is a gate. When power is active, language becomes even more important. You cannot ask God to protect the seed while your own tongue keeps calling the soil cursed. You cannot carry new oil with old speech. The third thing you must not do is return to the rooms God made heavy. Do not go back just because loneliness starts talking. Do not reopen the door because guilt knocks softly. Do not mistake familiar pain for home. Some places only feel comfortable because your old wounds learned how to survive there. This is where many chosen ones lose momentum. They receive a clear signal, then negotiate with the very environment that blurred them. They feel heaven pulling them forward, then look backward to see who approved. But God did not activate you, so you could ask broken rooms for permission to become whole. Let this confront you without shaming you. You are not weak because you wanted to be loved. You are not foolish because you gave people chances. You are not broken because you stayed too long. Survival taught you to tolerate what your spirit is now rejecting, and today that pattern is being broken. The power inside you is not dangerous because it is evil. It is dangerous because it is holy, and holy things require clean handling. A flame can warm a house or burn a field, depending on the container around it. Your assignment needs discipline around it now. God is not asking you to perform power. He is asking you to steward it. He is not asking you to impress people. He is asking you to obey instruction. He is not asking you to prove that you are chosen. He is asking you to live like what he planted is worth protecting. Earlier, I mentioned a simple daily anchor called the Genius Song. I did not mention it to interrupt this word. I mentioned it because some of you are feeling the exact inner conflict this message describes. Your spirit is clear, but your mind is noisy. The Genius Song does not make you chosen. No sound can choose what God has already chosen, but it was designed as a 7-minute digital audio track, listened to through headphones, to support brain entrainment and the reactivation of gamma, the focused brainwave often linked with clarity, intuition, flow, and sudden insight. Dr. Robert Lake spent 34 years studying the mind, and the work behind this audio points toward research connected with places like MIT, Princeton, Harvard, and other leading research universities. I am not saying science replaces the spirit. I am saying science can sometimes give language to a gift God already placed inside you. Think about the teacher who spent years pouring into everyone else while feeling like her own mind was running far below its real strength. After using the audio daily for several weeks, she described ideas returning, decisions becoming cleaner, and a sense that the buried part of her had begun waking up again. That is the point. Not entertainment, not hype, not magic tricks. The point is clarity, returning to a vessel that has carried too much noise. The point is helping the mind stop fighting the instruction the spirit is already receiving. Over 18,366 people have used it, and the refund rate is framed at less than 4%. That matters because it is not only about how many people tried it. It points to how many continued, because something was worth keeping. Maybe you have tried meditation apps that cost around $15 a month. Maybe you have looked at online growth courses for $100 to $200. Maybe you have considered retreats that cost $400 to $800. or therapy sessions around $150 each. Those things may help in certain ways, but most of them are not built to target gamma specifically. Even professional brain-based sessions can cost around $300 for one visit. This audio is different because it is simple, digital, and used in 7 minutes a day. The original price of the Genius song is $49, but the viewer path connected to this message is $39. It is not positioned as a loud discount. It is positioned as a mission price because Dr. Lake wanted this to reach people who truly need a practical anchor for clarity. You also receive 4 bonuses with it. Genius Child, valued at $19. A classic book, valued at $20. A guided visualization, valued at $29. And a 5-habit infographic, valued at $12. That is $80 in bonuses, added to the audio, with the $39 access. And there is a 90-day money-back guarantee. If you use it and decide it is not for you, you can ask for a refund. You do not return a digital product. You still keep the bonuses, because the guarantee is meant to remove pressure, not create pressure. But hear this warning clearly. There are imitation pages and ordinary audio files using similar language. Do not search random platforms and assume everything with the name is the same. The verified path is the link placed in the description and the pinned comment. Take a breath now. Place your hand over your heart if you feel led. This is not a decision about whether a tool makes you powerful. It is a decision about whether you are ready to protect the clarity God is restoring in you. If your spirit already knows, the path is below. If it does not, do not force it. But if this message has been naming your exact season, do not carry the frequency of yesterday into a door God just switched on today. Now we return to the seal, because the tool is not the center. God is the center. The activation is not for display. It is for obedience. And the next part will help you close every open leak with words your spirit can stand on. Chosen one, now breathe slowly. Let the noise fall away. Let your shoulders drop. Let your hands open. You have heard the warning, and you have received the clarity. Now this activation must be sealed, because what God has awakened in you must not be left uncovered. This is not the moment to rush back into noise. This is not the moment to check who reacted, who left, or who misunderstood. Stay here. The Father is not asking you to perform for anyone. He is asking you to agree with what He has already done. Place your hand over your heart if you feel led, not because your hand has power by itself, but because your body needs to remember what your spirit is agreeing to. Something sacred is active inside you, and your whole life must come into alignment with it. Say this in your heart. Father, I receive what you have planted in me. I will not call it strange. I will not call it weakness. I will not call it confusion. I believe that what you placed inside me is alive, active, and protected by your hand. I repent for every word I spoke against my own seed. I repent for calling myself broken when you were rebuilding me. I repent for calling myself delayed when you were protecting my timing. I repent for agreeing with voices that did not understand what you were forming in me. From this moment forward, my mouth becomes a gate. I will not curse what heaven has activated. I will not speak death over my assignment. I will not repeat the language of defeat over a season that God has already touched with favor. I declare that my discernment is clean. I declare that my spirit is awake. I declare that my mind is coming into peace. I declare that my body will not panic when God reveals what was hidden. I declare that clarity is replacing confusion. The thing God planted inside me is active. The oil is active. The calling is active. The authority is active. The sensitivity is active. The wisdom is rising. The boundary is rising. The courage is rising. I will not shrink from what heaven has awakened. I release the need to explain myself to people who are committed to misunderstanding me. I release the need to be accepted in rooms where my spirit is always grieving. I release the old agreement that said love requires me to abandon my own assignment. I forgive myself for staying too long. I forgive myself for speaking too soon. I forgive myself for handing sacred information to unsafe ears. I forgive myself for ignoring the heaviness God allowed me to feel as a warning. I am learning now, and hear this, chosen one. Forgiveness does not mean the door reopens. Compassion does not mean access returns. Love does not mean you must walk back into the same pattern that almost swallowed your voice. Sometimes the holiest thing you can do is leave the gate closed. You are not being harsh. You are being held. You are not being cold. You are being corrected by wisdom. You are not rejecting people from bitterness. You are refusing to betray the part of you God just restored. The enemy wanted you careless. He wanted you loud in the wrong rooms. He wanted you desperate for approval. He wanted you to treat holy instruction like casual conversation. But that cycle breaks now. Your oil will not be spilled for entertainment. Take another breath. Let this go deeper. The power inside you does not need panic. It needs peace. It does not need attention. It needs obedience. It does not need a crowd. It needs a clean altar where God can keep speaking. Some of you have been afraid of what you carry. You have felt the weight and wondered if it was too much. But heaven is answering that fear right now. God would not activate what he was unwilling to help you steward. He is not leaving you alone with the fire. He is giving you discernment for the people around you. He is giving you wisdom for your next decision. He is giving you restraint for your mouth. He is giving you courage for the boundary. He is giving you peace for the silence. This is why the activation feels different. It is not emotional excitement. It is spiritual responsibility. It is not a temporary high. It is a holy assignment, becoming conscious in you. The old you wanted signs. The new you must learn how to steward signs. Do not despise the quiet after this message. The quiet is where the instruction settles. Do not rush to prove that something changed. Let your life become the proof. Let your peace become the evidence. In the days ahead, watch what becomes easier to release. Watch what becomes harder to tolerate. Watch how your prayers change. Watch how your appetite changes. Watch how your body reacts when something false approaches your gate. Do not be afraid when this happens. God is training your inner senses. He is teaching you the difference between fear and warning, between pride and boundary, between isolation and consecration. You are not lost. You are being refined. If this word is for you, seal it with your own mouth. Say, what God planted in me is active. Say, I will guard the oil. Say, I will not speak death over my assignment. Say, I receive wisdom for the power I carry. Now make it visible if you feel led. Type active in the comments. Not as a trend, not as a performance. Type it as a witness that your mouth is no longer partnering with the old story. Let your agreement be clear. And if this message reached the place in you that nobody else could name, subscribe and stay near this stream of instruction. Not for numbers, not for noise. Stay because the season ahead will require reminders of who God says you are. If your spirit still feels drawn to the 7-minute audio anchor mentioned earlier, the path remains in the description and the pinned comment. Do not chase it from fear. Receive it only from clarity. Let every step you take from here be led by peace. God is the source. God is the keeper. God is the one who planted it. God is the one who switched it on. God is the one who will teach you how to carry it without fear. You are not empty. You are not late. You are not forgotten. What was buried was not dead. What was hidden was not wasted. What was silent was not absent. It was waiting for the appointed time. And now the appointed time has found you. The oil is stirring. The gate is closing to what is false. The door is opening to what is divine. The old noise is losing its authority, and the voice of God is becoming clearer inside you. So walk carefully, speak carefully, listen carefully, choose carefully. You are carrying something holy. What He planted inside you is now fully active, and heaven is teaching you how to move with it. Father, cover this chosen one. Guard their mind, guard their mouth, guard their dreams, guard their relationships, guard their next step. Let no counterfeit voice enter the place where your instruction belongs. Let no old fear govern a new season. Bless the silence that protects them. Bless the boundary that strengthens them. Bless the clarity that frees them. Bless the power that has awakened within them. Let everything planted by you live, grow, and bear fruit in the right time. Chosen one, receive this. You are responsible for the power that was always hidden inside you. It has switched on. It is alive. It is covered. It is holy, and it will not be wasted.